here's why hyper-achieving, striving, and hustling at all cost era is so over. That's how we've produced and created for the last probably 50 or more years, that if I add more action, more hustle, more push, more striving, more action, then that's how I'm going to create more results. That paradigm is shifting. We're now entering an era where we are creating with more ease and flow, where we're learning to tap into the leveraging vibrational state and the forces, greater forces at play in order to create with ease and flow, to actually create from a place of pleasure, not from a place of pressure. So interestingly, actually, I was doing recently a saboteur test, and one of my highest saboteur was hyperachieving. And I was like, oh, that's a good one to have. Of course, a hyperachiever would have that kind of response. And then I read the following. Here we go. I wanted to share. Hyperachiever, dependent on constant performance and achievement for self-respect and self-validation. Highly focused on external success, leading to unsustainable workaholic tendencies and loss of touch with the deeper emotional and relationship needs. And that all made perfect sense why, no matter how many achievements, medals, trophies, promotions I was receiving, it was never lasting for longer than an afternoon or maybe a week. And then I was off to racing and trying to win the next trophy, the next achievement, the next thing, whatever was in place of me. So if you often feel like you need to achieve that next thing to feel important, to feel successful, and if you get caught up in this hyperachiever mentality that you need to constantly compete and achieve to feel good, you might have this hyperachiever saboteur as well. And only when I realized this, I started paying attention to how often I was striving and pushing just to feel accepted, to feel validated, to feel like I'm enough, or in the light of comparing myself to others. And we start paying attention, and we notice from this place of striving and pushing and this needing to fit in or be enough or do enough, what we're actually doing is we're emanating the energy of lack of self-worth, of lack of self-confidence, a lack of being enough. And therefore we're co-creating more of this, where we feel like we need to validate this thing within us that is inherently lacking. So as we are now entering this era of self-acceptance and love, and actually creating from the place of alignment, from the place of joy, from the place of worthiness, and from the place of your calling, all of the achievement becomes so much easier, because we are now creating from the place, I am here to grow, I'm here to experience, and I'm already enough. I didn't need to do more, push more, or prove more to prove somebody that I belong, that I'm doing good enough job. It becomes because I am expanding, because I'm growing, not because I'm proving. So let's all welcome the softer, more beautiful, more tender era of moving through life, where we actually are tuning in into our greater needs, where we're honoring the rest, where we're honoring the joy, where we're honoring being in the present, instead of always trying to be at the top, get all the medals, and achieve and push and thrive from the place of lack of it at all costs. So welcome, my dears, to this beautiful era. I can't wait to see what you all are going to create from this beautiful place.